Hello and welcome to this week's Webcast. I'm Matt Holzapfel.
And I'm Drew Gentry. We have an exciting show planned, but first, let's step into the box for the three strikes. The Basketball Hall of Fame announced the enshrinement of 9 former players, a coach, and 2 legendary trailblazing teams. But not all of those who were nominated received the call that they would be part of the 2019 class. So Matt, out of all those that did not receive the call, who is the most snubbed?
You know, there were a lot. There were a lot of guys that I said, you know, they could be in this year, probably be in next year, if not the year after that. The biggest one for me was Chris Webber. And look, this was a guy who throughout his college career and NBA career was phenomenal, but he never won a championship. And I think that's a big thing they're holding against him at Michigan, Sacramento, but he's still a 5-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA, Rookie of the Year, defensive player, defensive teams, a great all-around career. I hate to see him not get in this year.
And he's one of the most recognized voices for the NBA now. If you see him own games, broadcasting is still a part of basketball. People can still get in the Hall of Fame from the basketball side. Who I went with was Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace didn't have the most points per game, and it really confused me whenever I was watching after the announcement. The head of the Hall of Fame came out and said that this class focused on defense. Who better at defense than Ben Wallace? 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. He shares that with Mutombo, and he had he averaged almost a double-double for 7 seasons. He never averaged below double digits on rebounds, and he had 7 seasons out of his 15 where he averaged double-digit points.
And Ben Wallace feels like one of those last true like grit and grind defensive guys who is true rim protector and also can body you in the paint, and that's what made the Pistons so successful and tough for so long, was his presence down low.
Yeah, he had a great career. I was very surprised not to see him in.
Both these guys again eventually, I'm sure. Paul Pierce came out this past week saying that his 19-year NBA career was better than the Heat's Dwayne Wade, claiming that if he had had his dream big three, they would have won more championships than Wade had in Miami. So, Drew, who's better, Flash or the truth?
Definitely Flash. Career-wise, he has 3 titles. We all saw the Shannon Sharpe rant on Pierce and watched his his ego just tank in the same time. But I like to focus on what Dwayne Wade has done off the court more as well. He's left a mark all around the world. We saw the Budweiser just released a commercial advertising him 4 minutes long, and he swapped jerseys with 5 people. Not real jerseys except for the Parkland shooting survivor or victim, but his career, he impacted so many more people. He has a story to tell. He has people, and I just love that he has that impact on the game outside of the court.
And listen, Paul Pierce had a great career. This is not about Paul Pierce at all. He did so many great things for the Celtics and then less for the Nets and the Clippers, but still, Dwayne Wade is a top 5 shooting guard in the NBA history. You could make an argument for top 3.
I would give him 2.
And yeah, maybe even 2. That's a little bit controversial, but yes, we know top 5 for sure. 13-time All-Star, 8-time All-NBA. Like you said, 3 rings, 3-time All-Defense, and the 2 biggest that stick out to me, you said Paul Pierce, 1 ring, no defensive, all-defensive teams. I love Paul Pierce, and this is not about him. This is about Dwayne Wade. You can't just come at a guy like that and say your career was better when everything points to you being wrong.
Yeah, and even his son came out, Dwayne Wade's son came out protecting him, and also talked about how much they even knocked out Paul Pierce in the conference finals. Yeah. Le'Veon Bell will not be playing in the traditional Jets uniform in the 2019 season. The organization unveiled Thursday their new jerseys to the public. Are these jerseys hot or not?
I'm going to avoid the New Jersey pun and just answer your question. So they're okay. And I know you didn't like them, and I'll let you say why. They had these past jerseys for 20 seasons, and they were fine. There was nothing wrong with them. People said, hey, look, the Jets jerseys are good. They weren't blowing anybody away. The green colors, green and white, is them. Their jerseys look like CFL jerseys or AAF, and they look just like the Saskatchewan Roughriders jerseys. If you look them up, they're almost similar. I understand the need for a rebrand. This is a new team. Le'Veon Bell, Sam Darnold, you're moving forward. The jerseys could have either stayed the same or definitely been done better, though.
I do not like them at all. I think they look very unprofessional, and I understand if the NFL as a whole is trying to go into this more modern look, and this is like a sleeker design. It's got that jet green. It's so sleek, but it doesn't look professional. Like we were saying, it looks like more of a jerseys that you're going to see in lower tier leagues, high school even, and I saw some people talking about that they could create these same jerseys on Madden.
Like Microsoft Paint or something.
And it's so easy to recreate. I think they could have been a lot better done, and this organization has a chance to rebrand. They have so many new talents. They have Darnold, they have Bell. why you could have gone all out and sold so many jerseys and had so many more fans just because your jerseys and these new talents.
Some of the best jerseys in the NFL are simplistic, and the Jets jerseys are that. But they missed the mark in terms of color scheme. The jersey with the helmet, with the face mask, a lot of their combinations just don't match. The stealth black was a good idea, not great execution though, right?
Yeah, I don't like them. We'll see how the NFL handles these new transitions with jerseys. Well, that's all time for the 3 strikes. Next, I'll be back to discuss the Masters tournament.